Hello everyone, Matt Ullman talking a bit quietly because people are in bed I think now, so it is 11 o'clock and it's quite late for me to be up usually. Um, I wanted to talk about a movie I just got done watching though. I'm going to link to to one of my favorite now movie trailers of all time because it's just the music in the background they picked for it couldn't have been more perfect for this movie. And granted, this kind of works if you know the movie. If you know what the scenes are that are going on and then this music is behind it, it's like, oh my god. Okay. This was either somebody's really weird version of a joke because this is an official trailer. That's what gets me. This is official. It's like, okay, somebody was drinking something good, and man, I wish they'd share. But it was called Botched, and I looked it up on the IMDb because I like looking at the quotes and whatnot, and the goofs and the techie stuff. Try to figure out if there's music in it, what it is. I'm a nerd like that. I am an IMDb nerd. I say that very proudly. And one of the things that I just got a snicker out of is posts saying it was along the lines of no, they had English actors speaking in really over the top Russian accents a lot of the time. And yeah, they do. One of my favorite actors of all time actually is in this, and I did not know until the end of the movie. And I really slapped myself for it because there's a spot at the very beginning that had I been paying attention, I would have noticed him right off the bat. Sean Pertwee. He appears in the beginning of the movie and he appears at the end of the movie. And he's great in both of them. I love Sean Pertwee. I think he's one of the best actors ever. And this is one of the times when he breaks the Sean Pertwee curse. The curse being that he has a bad tendency to die in films. This is the only time I've found a film that he doesn't either die in or wasn't already dead. In the case of Equilibrium, he was father in that. For a reference, if anybody doesn't know exactly who he is, but may have seen that movie, Sean Pertwee was father. The voice, the face, and the person on all the screens that's going. And that was one of my favorite films because it was like constant Sean. It's like, oh yeah, doesn't matter what the hell sense this thing makes. It's Sean, okay, it works. And the film was fabulous. That's another one you need. If you haven't seen it before, watch it. Equilibrium. Back to Botched. I think a lot of the problem with this is I think this got classified wrong. Botched is, I guess you could call it a thriller. But the problem is, it's got a lot of dark humor in it. It's like a Beetlejuice. In fact, it would fit that genre perfectly. Dark horror, dark comedic horror, or dark comedic thriller, dark comedy, insert genre here. Only thing you couldn't add is comedy, of course. And I say that because it does have a plot, and it does have a subplot, and the subplot is kind of out there, but they do it pretty well, okay? They set it up pretty well. And actually, if you're watching, there's a revelation in the end. And if you're watching the film, you'll catch it during the film. You don't have to wait for the end. You'll spot it during the film. I did this second time I've watched it. I watched it on Netflix. It's one of their instant movies, so you don't even need to ask for it to be delivered. You can watch it right on there. I have. I've asked for the DVD. I've rated it 5 stars. I think it's fabulous. But I have a weird sense of humor too. Um, does have some things that if you're squickish, you won't be able to handle. Trying to think. Revelation, I think, was the movie I watched with Udo Kier, where it's a secret society type thing, and one of the things they do as a punishment is kill somebody and then skin their face off and hang it. You know, this medieval way of saying, look, don't fuck with us, okay? You break the law, this is what happens. Bet that they didn't have many problems back then either. Maybe we should bring that back. No, I'm not joking. This is where my little problems come in. Anyway, you do see that really close up once, and they come out a couple of points in the movie, but they're more background. You know, it's more like background thing. You can see it, but it's not really the point. It's not really the point of anything. But so there's some gore in it, and there's a lot of dark humor. I think that's one of the things that really has me bond with this film so much is the humor in it. It doesn't take itself seriously. I think that's one of the problems people have with it. It's called Botched for a reason. There are so many times when people say, well, nothing can happen. In a movie with this title, you don't say those words. Okay? That's no. That is so high on the list of no that it should be inbred in the consciousness when you are born. Okay? If you're around anything with the word botched, you don't tempt fate. It's no. It's wrong. You don't. And they do. There is one, it had one little cute thing, little philosophical question that I thought was just really good. They have a little religious zealot in there, and one of her followers asks her a question that I've not heard it put this way. I'd like to hear other Catholics' answers on this. The thing was, he was asking, you know, is God all-powerful? Yes, he's all-powerful. Will God live forever? Yes, he'll live forever. He's immortal. And here comes the best question I've ever heard. Can he kill himself? Because if he can't, then he's not all-powerful. All-powerful. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired here myself. And it made the zealot really stop. And you could see in her head, just in the character's head, you know, the comedy goes out for a moment, and it's just like, whoa. Now there's something I hadn't thought of. And it's really neat like that. I like that. But yeah, fun little group of actors, really bad Russian, comedy of errors from moment A to the end, and not a family movie, but a perfect thing for like poker night. You want something going on during poker night? This is it, because you will not stop laughing at some of these things. Some of them are just so mind-numbingly what that you won't you won't see how it can even happen. Matt Ullman, and signing off to go to bed.